coming to you from deep inside the bowels of a great big empty. Get ready for another episode of The Home Defense Show with Skip Coryell.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Home Defense Show. This is your host, Skip Coryell. As you can see, I'm in my Michigan basement here. And Phoenix, the cameraman, is not the cameraman today. Phoenix, I see you're loading up a magazine. What are you getting ready to do?
An airsoft war.
An airsoft war? With who?
Well, I'm gonna do one hopefully short airsoft war with Cedar. And then me and Cedar are going to shoot pretend zombies.
Oh, well, if you see some real zombies out there, I'd like you to shoot them too, okay?
Okay.
All right, your mission, should you decide to accept it, is to rid the swamp of all zombies. Can you do that for me?
Try my best.
And I'm sure your best will be good enough. All right. Okay, Phoenix, we will sign off for right now. Hey, stand up so we can see you. Stand up. All right. We will see you when you get back. I want a nice high body count. All the zombies got to be gone, okay? All right. Okay, folks, we will be right back.
Welcome to the Home Defense Show with my dad, Skip Coryell. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if life was like the movies and the good guys always won? In today's world, if you're forced to use your firearm to protect yourself, you will need protection. Firearms Legal Protection is here for you. FLP provides you with seasoned, experienced attorneys that handle your criminal and civil matters as a result of you protecting yourself. FirearmsLegal.com provides its members with uncapped attorney's fees, bail bond protection, and coverage in all 50 states. We are not a reimbursement plan. You can access uncapped attorney's fees for as low as $10 a month. Firearms Legal members are provided with educational services, training videos, and access to our vast national attorney network. While you're protecting yourself, let Firearms Legal protect you.
Listen up, folks. This is important. There are plenty of legal protection services out there, but none will protect you as well as Firearms Legal Protection. This is the one I use and the only one I recommend. Visit firearmslegal.com/MidwestTactical and protect your family now. Hey folks, I want to tell you about my book, Civilian Combat, the Concealed Carry Book. More and more people across the country are seeing the dangers in society and are deciding to carry concealed to protect themselves and their families. My new book lays it out step by step. It'll teach you how to protect and defend the ones you love. Get the benefit of 19 years of teaching experience and a lifetime of training for this important role in society and in your family. You can get Civilian Combat real easy. Just go to Amazon.com, search on Skip Coryell Civilian Combat, and it'll pop right up there. Don't put it off any longer. Get Civilian Combat, the Concealed Carry Book by yours truly, Skip Coryell. Well, okay, folks, we'll find out how my sons did on their zombie hunting venture, when they get back. For right now, I'm going to utilize my time. I'm going to head on out to Centershot Indoor Gun Range, and we are going to do some unsighted fire practice. Basically, we're going to be shooting without sights at a distance of 10 feet, and we're going to try and do 10 shots in under 2 seconds. We'll see how that goes. That's a pretty high rate of fire. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't. But I'm going to show you, this is a drill that I do almost every time I go out, just for fun. It's one of the most likely scenarios that you're ever going to have, simply because 80% of all gunfights occur within 12 feet. So, unsighted fire, 10 feet, high rate of fire. Once we're on target, we're just going to fire for effect, and we're going to empty the magazine. And then I'll do some wrap up on it when we're done there. But I'll see you in about a half hour at Centershot Indoor Gun Range, where it's always a perfect 70 degrees. This is Skip Coryell on Home Defense Show. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
This is Phoenix Coryell on the Home Defense Show. always use guns safely and wisely. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Would you like to take your tactical and marksmanship training to the next level? If the answer is yes, you need to check out Centershot Indoor Gun Range just south of Grand Rapids, conveniently located off US 131. Centershot is one of the most advanced firing ranges in Michigan. Centershot firing lanes have nearly 100 customizable shooting programs to make you better no matter what your skill level. Our advanced lanes allow a more immersive training experience to enhance your senses. Controlled lighting and target movement mean that you get the best practice and most fun out of Centershot Indoor Gun Range. Memberships are available for as low as $150. Centershot also offers a 10% discount to U.S. military veterans. So, no matter what the weather, hot, cold, or in between, Centershot Indoor Gun Range is always a perfect 70 degrees. This is where I train every week, and so should you. Find out more by going to CentershotGunRange.com or call them at 616-371-7468. Stay safe, and I'll see you at Centershot Indoor Gun Range. Hey folks, I want to tell you about my new book, Concealed Carry for Christians. More and more people across the country are seeing the dangers in society and are deciding to carry concealed to protect themselves and your family, and that includes people of faith. Our churches are not as safe as they used to be, and that's why I included chapters on forming church safety teams and stopping mass shooters. You can get Concealed Carry for Christians real easy. Just go to Amazon.com, search on Skip Coryell, Concealed Carry for Christians, and it'll pop right up there. Don't put it off any longer. Get Concealed Carry for Christians by yours truly, Skip Coryell. Okay, folks, here we are at Centershot Indoor Gun Range. We're going to do some people call it point shooting, some people call it unsighted fire, some people call it instinctive shooting, whatever you call it. Basically, you're shooting without the sights. Most of the time, you're going to do this at close range. 80% of gunfights occur within 12 feet. So, I've run the target out to 10 feet here. And basically, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to drive out. I'm going to put 10 shots on target. We're going to use our handy-dandy little shot timer here. We're going to see, maybe we'll do 2 or 3 reps and see what kind of times we get. I like to get under 2 seconds with 10 shots. Basically, you're talking about 5 rounds per second, which is hard to do. But hey, we're going to try and do that. Ideally, that's what you need to do. Now, this is all about eye-hand coordination. Okay, you're not using the sights. Basketball players, they don't have sights. Baseball pitchers, they don't have sights, but they have excellent eye-hand coordination. So you do this 1,000, 2,000 times, and you get a little better at it. What I like to use is a SIRT training gun. SIRT training gun, hold on just a second. Don't go anywhere. Still there? The SIRT training gun. I like this. It's not a real gun. SIRT is spelled SIRT. You can go to nextleveltraining.com and order these, but they're all over the internet. You can get these things. They run about $250, somewhere like that. And basically, it's just got a laser sight on it, just like that. And I'll just set in my living room. I lay it on the coffee table right there because it's not a real gun. I don't have to worry about the kids getting hurt or anything like that. And then I can just, I can look over at the light switch. I can drive out, just look, stare at the tiny little spot where I want to hit the center of that light switch. And after 10,000 repetitions, you zing them right in there. And what I've done is started out like at 10 feet, and then gradually you can work out your maximum effective range without sights. So, get one of these. Every time you press the trigger, you save some money. Okay, so within a month, you can get your money back on this thing. It's just awesome. I use it for a training gun as well. It'll help you with your trigger press, all kinds of stuff like that. So I highly recommend one of these things. Next time you want to buy 1,000 rounds of 9mm, buy this instead, okay? And just start shooting this at home. You'll get a lot more dry fire time in, and it'll really help you with your unsighted fire. All right, we're going to go ahead. We're going to go live here. I'm shooting my M&P 9mm full frame. Obviously, this Trijicon sight doesn't help me at all here because I'm not using sights. But hey, it's what we're going to be shooting here. I got a 10-round magazine. We're going to go ahead. We're going to load up. We're going to go live and see what kind of times we get. I'm not guaranteeing nothing, okay? But let's see what happens. Okay, we are clear. Oh, look at that. Okay, 1.94 seconds. And I think I got 10 rounds in there. So I got 10 hits. That's a little bigger than 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that target is, but all my rounds are within that 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, which is the upper chest region. That's what I want to do. So let's go ahead and let's see if I can do it again. First, let's look at the split times here. You know, and I didn't use the sights. Quite frankly, when you shoot 5 rounds a second, you can't use the sights, okay? I mean, the recoil, you don't have time to, in 0.2 of a second, to bring it down, look at the sights, realign them, and shoot again. So I guarantee you, that was all unsighted fire there. All right, we've got first shot, 0.21, 0.44, 0.6, 0.79. Okay, that was 0.3 of a. There's a slow one there. 1.0, 1.18, 1.38, 1.56, 1.76, and 1.94. So about every 0.2 of a second, I'm pressing the trigger. Now let me give you a little bit of a tip here, okay? How do you practice for something like this? Because basically, when you're talking about unsighted fire, at short range like this, you can shoot as fast as you can press the trigger. The thing is, if you're shooting 10 times, what I first learned when I first started doing this is after about 7 rounds, I get bored and I want to stop, okay? And I would just kind of slow down. So what I did was, while I'm driving my car, just driving down the road, right? I'll just drive with one hand. I just take my trigger finger like this, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just like that. And you get a rhythm built in, and force yourself to go faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Okay, so that's basically, you know, how you get good at this. But first, you've got to be good at unsighted fire, and that's where that SIRT training gun comes in. So if you want to get good at something like this, and this is what you're going to do in most civilian gunfights. Most civilian gunfights, it's going to be 10 feet or less, and you're pulling out, you're driving out, you're not using sights, and you're just firing for effect. Okay? So if you don't have to think when you're doing that. There's no time to think when you're shooting 5 rounds a second. So you just drive out, boom, 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 just like that, as fast as you can. And if you're good at it, you'll be right there. If you're not good at it, 1,000 repetitions, and you will be good at it. I promise you, you'll be good after 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 reps per second shots on this. So let's go ahead. Let's shoot another magazine just for fun. I'll bring the target in here. Now what we got the target in here, let's go ahead and when you talk about tactical accuracy, right? Basically what you're doing is you're taking this target, you're drawing it in quadrants. Okay, and what you want to do ideally is you want to have shots in all 4 of these quadrants because that's simulating a torso. So you want shots here, 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 maybe up here, okay? You know, because you're stopping the threat by causing massive tissue damage and blood loss. Right here, I've got 3 out of 4 quadrants. I have rounds in 3 out of 4 quadrants. Ideally, I want 4 out of 4 quadrants. But quite frankly, after you do this a lot, and even though you're shooting fast, your group shrinks. Okay, so I can't press the trigger fast enough to open that group up more than it is right now. Okay, and you can see, it's about a 10-inch group. Okay, and it's more of a vertical group simply because that's the way I tend to shoot. I tend to be very stable side to side. So when my rounds are going, there's a vertical group just like that, and I don't mind that at all for rapid fire because I'm right on line with the spine. My personal saying is stay on the spine, you'll be just fine. Okay, because that's where all the good stuff is attached to. You got the lung, the heart, the aorta, the vena cava, the trachea, the liver. All of that stuff is attached to the spine, so you stay in the center right there. Even though you walk the rounds up because of the recoil, that's fine. If you walk it up too much, you're going to hit them in the head, and that's fine. But stay on that vertical line, and you will be just fine. Let's see if we can put another target on here. Hold on. Got another 10-round mag here. All right, we did 1.94. Let's see if we can do a little better than that, okay? That's going to be hard. It's hard for an old man to press the trigger this fast. It ain't easy. I'm a shadow of my former self. All right, here we go. Let's try it again. Okay, that felt good, but I was slowing down there towards the end, I get winded, after about 1.5 seconds. Oh, 1.91. Okay, 1.91 seconds. I think I've proved my point here. I'm sure we got split times that are fairly consistent with the last one. Let's pull the target in here. Again, we only made 3 out of 4 quadrants. But, if you're talking about an actual gunfight, that's really not too bad. Okay? You got 1.91 seconds, 10 rounds. I should count them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 6, 8, 9. Did I miss one? I think I missed one. The guys are giving me a hard time out there. All right, looks like either I only had 9 rounds or I missed one. So, but still, you get the idea. This is what you're shooting for right here. Just practice, over and again. You do the same thing the same way, 2,000 repetitions, and even the dumbest of us get better. All right. Okay, if you haven't checked out Centershot Indoor Gun Range, do that now. It's always a perfect 70 degrees here. I love it here. They got great stuff, great people. If you haven't checked out Firearms Legal Protection, go to firearmslegal.com/Midwest Tactical. Check them out. You come here to train, you go to Firearms Legal Protection to protect yourself liability-wise, okay? When you're protecting yourself liability-wise, you're protecting your family as well. All right, next week, we're going to have Gabe Suarez on. We're going to talk about some provocative stuff, some controversial stuff, because he's always provocative and controversial. So we're going to be talking about some training aspects, with Gabe Suarez. All right, I want you to go ahead and check out Second Amendment March. Check out my books, Civilian Combat, the Concealed Carry book, Concealed Carry for Christians. Go to Amazon.com, FLP, Centershot Indoor Gun Range, and go to the range and do this. Get a SIRT training gun, nextleveltraining.com. All right, this is Skip Coryell on the Home Defense Show. Don't go anywhere. We will see you next week with more good training.
Welcome to my dad's Home Defense Radio show. You're gonna love it.
This is Colonel Danny Gillum. I host Frontlines of Freedom, a weekly syndicated military talk radio show. One of my co-hosts is Skip Coryell, the host of this show. We cover things that impact military and veteran communities, and we do it from the veteran's perspective. The show is broadcast across the nation and is also available as a podcast on our website, frontlinesoffreedom.com. Please join Skip and me weekly on Frontlines of Freedom. Skip, it's time for the Armed America Report. Take us there, bro.
All of us here at Frontlines of Freedom want our listeners to get trained and get armed in that order. We fully support the right to keep and bear arms for all law-abiding families, and we encourage you to find out about the laws governing use of deadly force in your state and follow them to the letter. And of course, don't forget to follow the rules of safety and common sense whenever you're carrying a firearm to protect the ones you love. What's the story this week, Colonel?
Well, a 23-year-old masked man allegedly entered a Fort Wayne, Indiana apartment on March 31st at 4 p.m. after breaking down the front door. Hearing the breaking glass, the resident, in his bedroom with his girlfriend, realized it was the front door. He grabbed his AR-15 platform pistol, took a position on one knee, and aimed at the bedroom doorway, according to his court documents. The suspect, wearing all black, came into the doorway pointing a semi-automatic handgun. The resident fired at the intruder, who retreated into the living room and then to the kitchen, where they exchanged gunfire. The suspect ran out of the front door bleeding, left a trail of blood through the parking lot, and fled in an SUV with a group of men. Local law enforcement arrived shortly thereafter and were notified about an SUV matching the bystander's description that had run red lights. The officers located the suspect at a nearby emergency room where he was being treated for a gunshot wound to his upper thigh. Police charged him with burglary with a deadly weapon, carrying a handgun without a license, residential breaking and entering, and criminal recklessness committed with a deadly weapon. The suspect was being held in a county jail without bail.
Thanks, Colonel. Now, this is a scenario we've run across many times, but this one has a twist, that being the use of an AR pistol for home defense. AR pistols can be purchased in many different calibers, .223, 5.56 millimeter, 9 millimeter, or even .22 caliber. Before using one for home defense, I recommend you learn the advantages and disadvantages of this particular platform. First, the advantages. The 30-round detachable magazine means you probably won't have a lack of ammo. In a sustained gunfight, that's a real asset. The overall shorter length makes it more maneuverable inside your home and also gives you more options for storage as it takes up less space. And finally, to be legal with the ATF, the barrel must be less than 16 inches. But even a 10-inch barrel will give you a higher velocity and closer to rifle ballistics than a conventional handgun. Now for the disadvantages. Since it is legally defined as a pistol, you'll need a concealed carry permit to have it in your car or outside your home. The rules vary from state to state, so check with your competent attorney in your jurisdiction before acquiring an AR pistol, as they may not be legal in your state. 2. To be legal, AR-15s cannot have a conventional stock. They still have a buffer tube and sometimes an arm brace, but the legalities of shouldering the weapon tend to change with the ATF rules, and again, you should check with your local attorney. And 3. The AR pistol, because of the shorter barrel, has much more muzzle blast. Be aware of this fact so you're not surprised when shooting at an intruder inside your home. As always, no matter what firearm you choose for home defense, get proper training and practice often to gain and retain proficiency. This apartment dweller did a great job protecting his home and the woman he loves, so Frontlines of Freedom salutes his courage under fire.
Amen.
Thank you for joining us this week on the Home Defense Show. Now, get out there and protect the ones you love. We'll see you next week with more of the best in home defense.
Bye-bye, boys! Have fun storming the castle!